When we think of luxury, one of the cars that comes to mind is the Aston Martin. Not only is it sleek, with high quality comfort, but it also has superior performance. Aston Martin was founded in 1913, and the name soon became synonymous with expensive grand touring cars of the 1950s and 1960s. This reputation was further cemented following the use of a DB5 model in the 1964 Bond film Goldfinger. To this day, Aston Martin's sports cars are regarded as British cultural icons. Not only is it a favourite of James Bond, but it has held a royal warrant as purveyor of motor cars to the Prince of Wales since 1982. This doesn't mean you have to be a prince to own one of these magnificent machines, but it does help to have a spare few $1 million to hand. In the countdown, we will take a closer look at the beautiful designs, incredible speeds, and colossal costs until we reveal the number one most valuable Aston Martin. Remember to like this video and subscribe to Passion for Fuel to see plenty more high-octane videos like this one. But for now, let's look at the 10 most valuable Aston Martins. First up at number 10 is the Aston Martin DB6. The DB6 was launched in 1965 and has a 3.7 litre engine. It boasts 243 brake horsepower, capable of going from 0 to 60 in 6.7 seconds, and has a top speed of 150 miles per hour. It was the model based on the DB4, with changes including a camback tail rear spoiler, the split front and rear bumpers, a redesigned oil cooler aperture in the front valance, a higher roofline and longer wheelbase. This beauty is one of the favourites of Prince Charles, and famously the model that Prince William borrowed from his dad to drive after his wedding to Kate Middleton. If you want to spend your hard-earned cash on this model, it will set you back just $271,500. At number 9 we have the Aston Martin 177. The 177 is a two-door, two-seater flagship sports car unveiled in 2019. Only 77 were produced. With a bonnet like a hull of a speedboat, strakes lining its door panels, and with fender intakes that scream horsepower, the body is toned, ripped and defined. The chassis is carbon fibre, with a handcrafted aluminium body, allowing it to accelerate and turn with ease. It has a bucket-seated leather interior, and the V12 engine allows it to reach top speeds of 220 miles per hour, with a 0 to 60 acceleration time of approximately 3.5 seconds. The car utilises a 6-speed automated manual transmission and height-adjustable push-rod suspension, coupled with dynamic stability control. It is the fastest Aston Martin ever produced and has been awarded with several internationally renowned design awards, including the Concorso de Elegance Design Award for concept cars and prototypes. This superb car comes in at the grand total of $1.4 million. Next at number 8 is the Aston Martin DB4 Series 4 Vantage Convertible. This car is the pinnacle of elegance, but it is also a god of adrenaline. There were only 9 original Series 4 models, and the Academy Award-winning actor Peter Ustinov was the owner of one of them. Of all the cars on the list, this is the one that best encapsulates Hollywood. With the wire spokes, convertible roof and tornado hubcaps that would later become staples of the classic car scene in Los Angeles, the Vantage features 3 SU carbs and special cylinder heads, increasing power to 266 horsepower. It certainly is the type of car for driving through the countryside with the wind in your hair. Owning one of these stylish motors would cost you $1.8 million. Next we have the Aston Martin DB5. This iconic luxury grand tourer is not the first in the DB series, but is probably best known for the cinematic James Bond car. Although this particular one was not used in the James Bond films, Al McPherson is fortunate enough to own one. The standard coupe version of the DB5 has a 4-litre engine and is capable of a top speed of 145 miles per hour. This superb car has an acceleration rate of 0 to 60 in 8 seconds, which is pretty good for a vintage car. Standard equipment in the car includes wool pile carpets, full leather trim in the cabin, and a magnesium alloy body. You could own this particular DB5 model for just $3.5 million. We are just about to hit the halfway mark on our list, but before we do, let's have a look at our oldest model. Taking the number 6 spot is the Aston Martin Ulster. This is one of the oldest models, best known for its high-flying cavalier attitude of the pre-war motor racing scene. Holding a competition record ranging from Le Mans and the RAC Trophy through to the Mille Miglia, the Ulster tore through the 1930s race scene at 100 mph speeds. Most of the cars were open two-seater sports cars, but don't be fooled into thinking that just because it dates so far back it wouldn't be worth much, because believe it or not, these cars are going for the grand total of $3.7 million. We're halfway through our list now, so just a reminder to like this video if you're enjoying it, and remember to subscribe to Passion for Fuel to get more of the latest videos on cars straight to your inbox. But now, on with the Aston Martin list. At number 5 is the Aston Martin DB3S. This model is one of the rarest ones to be manufactured, having only had 31 models ever made. This model was designed to be an improvement to the box chassis of the 1940s and early 1950s. This low, svelte and insanely curved open two-seater would somehow duck air resistance and cruise to victory in a number of races. In 1958, the DBR1 took over from the DB3S, but it still managed to win the 2013 Gran Turismo Trophy at Pebble Beach Cours d'Elegance. Yet another of Aston Martin old racing cars to come with a huge price tag of $5.8 million. Next up at number 4, the one you've all been waiting for, the actual James Bond Aston Martin DB5. This particular DB5 is a cultural relic, only 3 commissioned by Eon Productions for use in the James Bond films helmed by Sean Connery. With a borderline obsessive touch for detail, the producers ensured it had a revolving license plate, tyre-slashing hubcaps, Browning .30 caliber replica machine guns, and a passenger seat ejection system. This model certainly enjoys a rich movie heritage. It comprises a 4-litre engine, a full Synchromesh ZF 5-speed gearbox, and the shaken not stirred bargain price is $6.4 million. And number 3 is the Aston Martin DB4 GT Zagato. This amazing vehicle is double the price of the James Bond feature and was built back in the 1960s. There were only 20 of these models produced, so it's a pretty rare sight. Although the specification of the engine was changed and upgraded throughout their racing history, the Aston Martin DB4 GT Zagato predominantly featured a 3.7-litre aluminium twin-spark straight 6-cylinder engine. The engine produced 314 brake horsepower and had a 0 to 60 mph acceleration of 6.1 seconds and a top speed of approximately 154 mph. This model is a Grand Tourer sports car that has a Roman nose, lithe body, and a winning smile for a grille. The wooden trim interior and sparse chrome detailing shows how refined this car really is. With the added touches of wire spoke wheels and tornado hubcaps, you could definitely see why it has a price tag of $16.9 million. Down to the top 2 now, and at number 2 we have the high-flying Aston Martin DP215. This car truly is one of a kind. As a prototype sports car, it was the only one ever made. We say high-flying due to the fact it has its chassis drilled out, which made its bones hollow and bird-like. And with its coachwork designed from an aluminium alloy used in airplanes, you could say it would have been better with a pilot than a driver. It certainly had the speed to go flying around the tracks. The highlight of its career came in 1963, when it clocked an incredible 168.6 mph on the world-famous Mulsanne Straight of the Le Mans Old Course, simultaneously achieving the fastest recorded speed for a front-engine car on this course. In the hands of seasoned professionals, it still comes in quicker than its closest counterpart, the Ferrari 250 GTO. If you wanted to own this particular Aston Martin, it would cost you $20.6 million of your hard-earned cash. So now we have finally arrived at that all-important number 1 spot, and that privilege goes to the Aston Martin DBR1. This fantastic racer also earns the title of the most expensive British car ever sold at auction. With sleek curves, bold headlamps, and bulbous fenders that amplify an overall symmetry, the Aston Martin is perhaps the most beautiful sports car ever designed. It was launched in 1959 and achieved an amazing racing pedigree, from victories in Le Mans, on the Nürburgring, and through to the RAC Tourist Trophy. The only other car company to win these 3 trophies was Ferrari. There is of course another reason why this car has a very large price tag. That is all down to famous faces seen behind the dashboard. Carroll Shelby, Ray Salvadori, and even the iconic Sterling Moss, who set multiple speed and endurance records during the 1950s. The DBR1 was fitted with a 2.5-litre 6-cylinder engine, with twin-spark ignition and a lightweight aluminium block. Around 220 brake horsepower was available. The engine was later upgraded to a newer 3-litre engine. Now for the big price reveal. Well, this little beauty would set you back a whopping $22.5 million. That just about wraps up our list of 10 most valuable Aston Martins, and they seem to be a pretty popular car, especially with the rich and famous. But buyers seem to be more in favour of the newer models. What do you think of the prices of some of these magnificent vintage race cars? Wouldn't you love to be James Bond, if only for a day? Which motor would you choose to take on the racetrack? Why not let us know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video, give us a like. If you want to see more top quality videos on all things automotive, be sure to hit that subscribe button and you'll get the latest videos straight to your mailbox. Thanks again for watching.